evening. In these extraordinary times, I'd like to welcome you to the February 25th meeting of the Zoning Board of Appeals. First up, we have an adjournment. Appeal number 2021-001-599, Peconic LLC. They've asked for an adjournment to March 25th. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All right. Mr. Bonds?
Aye.
Mr. Gazillo?
I recused, so it doesn't matter anyway.
Mr. Seabrook?
Aye.
And I vote aye. So we'll see those folks on the 25th.
Appeal 2020-054, Christopher Pillis, 45 3rd Street, Riverhead, tax map number 600-128-520, DC4 zoning, for variances and a relief from Chapter 301, Section 155B1, where proposed number of parking stalls is 4 and minimum required is 5. Section 231E3, where required two-way drive aisle is 13 feet and required is 24 feet. Section 154A, where proposed impervious coverage is 82% and maximum permitted is 60%, and where proposed side yard setback is 7 feet and minimum required is 10 feet.
All right. Who's to be heard on this matter?
Hi, Board. My name is Anthony Portillo from AMP Architecture.
We swore you in last time,
Yes.
if I remember correctly.
Yes, I was.
Okay. So I know I spoke to the fire marshal. That was one of our questions. He has no problem with it. So anything else you'd like to add to the appeal?
No, sir. I think I stated my case last time. So,
Okay.
just, if you guys have any questions, I'm here.
I don't think so. I think we're pretty well satisfied with things. But let me ask, is there anyone else out in the audience to be heard about this? Please unmute yourself and let's hear from you. Anyone? Okay, who's got a reading?
I got it. Mr. Chairman, I move that the appeal of Christopher Pillis, 45 3rd Street, Riverhead, SCTM number 600-128-5-20-DC4 zoning for variances and/or relief from Chapter 301, Section 155B, Subdivision 1, where proposed number of parking stalls is 4 and minimum required is 5, Section 231E, Subdivision 3, where required two-way drive aisle is 13 feet and required is 24 feet. Section 124A, where proposed impervious coverage is 82% and maximum permitted is 60%, and where proposed side yard setback is 7 feet and the minimum required is 10, be approved in accordance with the applications and sketches with amendments thereto, if any, as filed by the building inspector.
Second.
Second.
Okay. Mr. Gazillo?
Aye.
Mr. Barnes?
Aye.
Mr. Seabrook?
Aye.
And I vote aye. So the appeal has been granted. About two weeks from now, you'll get your paperwork, and good luck with your project.
Thank you, Board. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Appeal 2021-004, 40 Manor Lane LLC, 40 Manor Lane, Riverhead, tax map number 668-226, HR zoning, for variances and a relief from Chapter 301, Section 51, where proposed lot width for Lot 1 is 122.20 feet and Lot 2 is 99.50 feet, and required is 175 feet. Where proposed side yard setback for Lot 2 is 28.3 feet and minimum required is 30 feet. Where proposed lot size for Lot 1 is 20,746 square feet and Lot 2 is 15,489 square feet, and minimum required is 80,000 square feet. Where proposed impervious surface coverage for Lot 1 is 19% and Lot 2 is 28.2%, and maximum permitted is 15%, and Section 243C3, where proposed lot size for Lot 1 is 20,746 square feet and Lot 2 is 15,489 square feet, and minimum required is 40,000 square feet, as no such lot for which a subdivision is applied for shall result in a lot area 1/2 or less of the area permitted in the zone.
All right, who's to be heard on this appeal?
Charles Cuddy.
Who is it, Mr. Cuddy?
Yes.
Good evening,
Charles
Mr.
Cuddy.
Cuddy, please, as you well know, state your name and your address.
Yes, Charles Cuddy, 445 Griffin Avenue, Riverhead, New York, with the applicant. This is a parcel that's located in the HR district. It's virtually across from the James Ford Firehouse. It's on the east side of the road, Manor Lane. It's located next to one of the James Ford Firehouse buildings. It's in an area that essentially is similar in lot size to the lots that are proposed here. The reason for this isn't so much because the number of variances that are required, but the reason for it is that we're dividing this site into two lots. There are two houses on these lots. The lots at one time were part of a kennel operation. They no longer and have not been, and they have not been for a long time. But at this point, there are no new buildings being added. They're the existing houses that are being divided, and we're asking for a subdivision. And obviously, we can't have a subdivision without getting variance. And the variance really is to permit a house on each lot as opposed to two houses on one lot. I think that the planning board set forth in its secret determination a lot of the reasons for the variance. But I have to point out to you again that there are no beaches that would be buildings, simply asking that we be permitted to have lots as opposed to one lot with two houses. We're putting in a fair amount of work to make the houses in good shape. As I said to you, the tax lots nearby are virtually the same as the size of this lot. So it's very little difference. I don't know, and if you read the secret determination, you will note that there is not really a problem creating the houses because they're already there. So the neighborhood is not changing. The environment is not impacted by keeping the two houses there. And the goal would be to have one lot with two houses as opposed to have two lots that are separate. So we're asking the board to permit us with approval for the variance so that we can go back and complete the subdivision. And that's the application.
Thank you, Mr. Cuddy. Does any of the board members have any questions?
No.
Is there anyone out there with any questions to Mr. Cuddy? Nobody? Okay, let's have a reading.
Anyone? Okay. Mr. Chairman, I move that the appeal of 40 Manor Lane LLC, 40 Manor Lane, Riverhead, Suffolk County Tax Map 600-682-26 HR zoning for variances and/or relief from Chapter 301, Section 51, where proposed lot width for Lot 1 is 122.20 feet, and Lot 2 is 99.50 feet, and required is 175 feet, where proposed side yard setback for Lot 2 is 28.3 feet, and minimum required is 30 feet, where proposed lot size for Lot 1 is 20,746 square feet, and Lot 2 is 15,489 square feet, and minimum required is 80,000 square feet, where proposed impervious coverage for Lot 1 is 19%, and Lot 2 is 28.2%, and maximum permitted is 15%, and Section 243C3, where proposed lot size for Lot 1 is 20,746 square feet, and Lot 2 is 15,489 square feet, and minimum required is 40,000 square feet, as no such lot for which subdivision is applied for shall result in a lot area 1/2 or less of the area permitted in the zone be granted in accordance with the applications and sketches with amendments thereto, if any, as filed with the building inspector.
Second.
All right. Mr. Barnes?
Aye.
Mr. Gazillo?
Aye.
Mr. Seabrook?
Aye.
And I vote aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cuddy, as always. A pleasure speaking with you.
He's on the next one, too.
Have a good night. Oh, you're on 2 in a row, Mr. Cuddy?
I'm going to come back, yeah.
Wow, back to back, okay.
You made a comeback.
Appeal 2021-006, Peconic Iron Works, 168 Cromer Avenue, Riverhead, tax map number 600, 119-1, 28.2, Industrial A zoning, for variances and/or relief from Chapter 301, Section 114C1, where proposed accessory outdoor storage area is 56% of parcel area, 57,000 square feet, and maximum permitted is 30%, 30,519 square feet. And Section 115A, where proposed side yard, combined side yard setback is 26 feet and 79.1 feet, and minimum required is 50 feet and 100 feet.
Again, Mr. Cuddy, you're off.
There you go.
Okay.
Charles Cuddy, 445 Griffin Avenue, Riverhead, New York, for the applicant. This is a site on Cromer Avenue that's been in operation for more than 20 years, as it virtually is right now. It's 2.5 acres. It contains a building where there is steel fabrication. Steel fabrication really is a type of structural steel use where they create beams, they create columns, they make ornamental steel such as railings and stairs. And they've been doing that for a long time. They have 18 employees, and they want to effectively move their business from Southampton to Riverhead. And so they've got a modular unit which is at the site, but it's not connected. They're asking that the modular site be a business office, and it's at 850 square at the site right now, but it's not used or not attached. And they have a problem variance-wise because their northerly line is 26 feet in where the building is, and the building has been there the entire time they bought it, as it is now. But the variance is requested because when you put the modular unit, it reduces the south side to 55 feet. And so together, they only can produce 79 feet as opposed to 100 feet. So they need a variance to put the modular unit there, and it's important that it be there because that's where their business is. People come right to the front of the building. They don't want to go into the back because they store things back there. They're secondly asking for a larger area to store things in the back because they have a significant increase in their business over the last few years, and they need more room. They don't store things above 6 feet, and the entire back is enclosed, so there's a screened area. And they're asking that they be able to store more goods back there, basically steel, so they can continue the business. That's the variance requested really is something that they can't change because they can't put the office in place. And they really would like to have the back area. I think the site planners have indicated to them that that's not an objectionable item, even though it's a significant variance. So I don't think that the neighbors are affected by this. Certainly, the environment isn't going to change because it's putting a small building there. The alternative is to not grant it, and I guess to have what they already have, but they're trying to increase their business, and they pay $20,000 a year for taxes, so they're hopeful that they can stay where they are and do business in Riverhead.
Well, I don't think anybody on the board has any reason to object to it. Do I hear anybody from outside? Anybody else to be heard on this matter?
I know in the notes, there's a question about fire separation between the modular and the metal building. Is there a way that an engineer is going to be able to deal with that?
Yes, their engineers are young, and I think they're addressing that question, and they will address that question.
So it will satisfy the fire marshals that there's a proper or appropriate fire separation?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, somebody out there wants to join in on this?
That's
Thank you, Mr. Cody.
That's Third Street.
Okay,
Thank you.
since there's nobody else to be heard on this matter, let's have a reading.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the appeal of Peconic Iron Works LTD, 168 Cromer Avenue, Riverhead, Suffolk County Tax Map Number 600, 119-1, 28.2, Industrial A zoning for variances and/or relief from Chapter 301, Section 114, C1, where proposed accessory outdoor storage is 56% of parcel area, 57,000 square feet, and maximum permitted is 30%, 30,519 square feet. And section 115-A, where proposed side yard combined side yard setback is 26 feet to 79.1 feet, and the minimum required is 50 over 100 feet. Be granted in accordance with the applications and sketches with amendments thereto, if any, as filed with the building inspector.
Second.
Mr. Gazillo?
Aye.
Mr. Bonds?
Aye.
Mr. Seabrook?
Aye.
And I vote aye. So your appeal has been granted. And you're going to do 3 for 3, Mr. Cuddy, or?
Thank you. No, 2 is good enough.
2 is
Thanks,
enough.
sir. Thank you.
Always a pleasure, Mr. Cuddy. Thank you very much.
Appeal 2021-005, Joseph Tomeo, 9 Laurel Lane, Laurel, tax map number 671-265.1, RB40 zoning, for variances and or relief from Chapter 301, Section 15A2, where gate 6 feet in height in front yard and maximum height permitted is 4 feet.
Who's to be heard on this?
Yes, I'm Joseph Tomeo, the property owner.
Well, if you raise your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please, just state what you want to do.
Okay, again, my name is Joseph Tomeo, I reside at 9 Laurel Lane, and I'm seeking a variance to maintain, actually replace a 6.5 foot by 17 foot driveway gate at my house on 9 Laurel Lane. As you know, Laurel Lane, where we live, is a dead-end street going down to the bay, and on the right-hand side there, we have about 120 feet of privet hedges and a double driveway. I've had that house since 1997, and there's always been a gate in the driveway. We did construction in the past year or two, maybe 3 years, and during that construction, the gate was in disrepair. We took it down, and now we put up a new gate rather than being a fence gate. It's a clear gate, aluminum gate actually. 6 foot high, but 6 foot high to match the height of the fence that was there before, and that's basically the height of the privets. Doesn't really block anything, and doesn't really change the character of the property.
Okay. Well, except for the, Mr. Bonds' dog's objecting to it, I don't think there's anybody out there. The board has no problem with that. Is there anyone out there to be heard on this matter? No one. Okay, let's have a reading.
All right. Mr. Chairman, I move that the appeal of Joseph Tomeo, 9 Laurel Lane, Laurel, SCTM number 600-7-2-65.1-RB40 zoning for variances and/or relief from Chapter 301, Section 15A, Subdivision 2, where gate 6 inches in height in front of yard and maximum height is permitted is 4 feet, be approved in accordance with the applications and sketches with amendments thereto, if any, as filed with the building inspector.
Leroy, do your dogs want to second the motion?
Woof. I'll second it.
All right. All right. Mr. Bonds,
Aye.
Mr. Gazillo.
Aye.
Mr. Seabrook.
Aye.
And I vote aye. So your appeal has been granted, and good luck with everything. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, gentlemen. Have a good night.
You're welcome. All right, again, as always, Mr. DeLuca has brought his class into this. I hope you guys had a wonderful time. And again, you're not going to get the free pizza that Mr. DeLuca always promised you. So, again, hope you guys all pass. Thanks very much for being with us. Do I hear a motion to accept the minutes of the last meeting?
So moved.
Everybody all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, do we hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much, everyone. Good night.
Well, that wasn't bad. That was 25 minutes.
Oh, speedy fast.
You're still on, guys.
I'm off.